Well, guys, we had a great time at the Buffalo Comic Con and we got a lot of stuff. So, this bag right here is all stuff that I purchased. And this bag is all stuff that was gifted to me by friends of the channel. Very sweet and generous and a lot of good stuff. But before I get into my haul, I want to let Luke show what he picked up. He got a little bit less than me, but it is just as exciting. So get into it.
Well, I can't wait to show you my stuff, my tough stuff. Got the trade paperback of this guy right here, and not only did I don't want to open it all the way to grease it, but not only that, but I actually have it signed, right? Check that out. Footage will be playing. And this is about a very renegade kitty. I appreciate it. The only thing that fuels his habit is violence. He's got a robot arm. He's not one to be messed with. Look at that. Now, the other thing I got volume 1 and 2 of Frank Miller's Sin City. A while back, I would say 5 years ago, a friend of ours bought me a copy of the movie Sin City, and we've been meaning to watch it. However, I'm afraid that the movie isn't going to live up to the graphic novel, and so now we can finally watch the movie. So now we'll be getting around to that. I'm going to have a very good weekend.
Good stuff.
Tough stuff.
So, this bag right here is from a friend of the channel, Dwayne, who is always set up at the Buffalo Comic Con or whenever Queen City Bookstore has an event. He's always there and he watches most of my videos. He's always commenting. Very nice guy. And so I did wind up purchasing a book from him, and it was this Aquaman 80th anniversary special, and I really like these little anniversary books that they do, so I had to pick this one up. 100 pages, 100 pages, very cool. So yeah, this is one that I did not have, so had to go for that. Those are fun. And he got me a really cool little stack of books. This is Dick Grayson's final appearance as Robin. I do have a copy of this, but this one is a lot nicer than the one I have, so very cool. Edgar Allan Poe is hitting a very unkind person right there. Yeah, these are some interesting books.
Majors, man.
I hadn't seen before. Some of the Jeff Johns, Gary Frank Superman. I'm sure you guys know what this is. The Death of Barry Allen. A Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is a really cool book. He just said he had an extra copy of it. And then we have the Dollar Comics Flash Rebirth, where he was brought back. And then we have even more freebies. These were from friend of the channel, Jake Rusker, who I had on my show. He is the writer of Cosa Nostra's Comrade. And we talked a little bit on my show, and he was kind enough to bring me some pretty cool books. This one right here, I had never heard of. This is Legends of the Dark Knight 100-page special, and I guess they did these like 2014, 2015. There were only 5 issues, and they were actually released as digital only at first, and then printed in comic form later. And this one has 2 stories, Without Sin and Dr. Quinn's Diagnosis. And so very cool. Same idea with, you know, rotating creative teams. So pretty cool stuff there. And then Batman and Robin number 8. This is the Jim Lee variant featuring the Batman who laughs. Just really, really cool. Like that Jim Lee cover there a lot. And then this one, I'm not sure what this is. It's a Virgin variant, so have not taken it out of the bag to see. But I have seen this cover around before, and it's a very cool one. Joker wearing the Batman cowl, really like that. So thank you so much, Jake. That was very kind. He absolutely did not need to do that. And so Jake is a writer. I talked to him on my channel recently, and he wrote a comic called Cosa Nostra's Comrade. So I picked up issue number 1. This was just kickstarted and released recently, and he did sign the book right there. It sounds really cool. I'm really into stuff about the mafia, and so this is kind of like a Russian operative who befriends the American mafia, so very interesting concept there. And he had a lot of cool stuff at his booth, and he actually had these, which are these little boxes where you can make the comic look like an N64 game. Thank you again very much, Jake, for the freebies, and I'm very excited to check out your books. First off that I want to show, this was from the same booth that Luke bought those Sin City books from. This is Catwoman meets Tweety and Sylvester. I really like the Looney Tunes, and I was always a big Tweety Bird fan, so it's definitely caught my eye. Had to pick this one up, and yeah, it cost $2, I think. Very nice copy there. I want the variant cover that has the cartoon versions of them, but I was just happy to get this and be able to read this goofy story. And then we get into some dollar books. So you guys may have seen on my channel, I was at Queen City Bookstore going through a massive collection, and so they had a lot of dollar books at this show, so picked up some fun stuff. This is Batman 337. I didn't have a copy of it yet, so had to grab it for $1. Little thing messed up with the cover, but not too bad. And then this one for the Legends of the Dark Knight. This is Favorite Things, like a Christmas one-off kind of book, so looks cool. Did not have that one yet. And these ones I showed in my videos and I skipped over them, but the story seemed intriguing to me, and it was a 4-part set. They had all 4, so I had to check out this Demon number 26 through 29 Political Asylum. So there you go. These look like a lot of fun. So there you go. Those are ones I haven't seen. I see those demon books in dollar bins all the time, but those are some issues I hadn't seen before. So then we have just some Green Lantern that I didn't have. This is 193. Hal Jordan is not very happy with Jon Stewart on this cover, but yeah, just cool one that I needed for the collection. These ones were really cool to get for $1. I got some Bronze Age adventure comics featuring the Spectre. This is $4.37. Cool one that I did not have. And then Adventure Comics $4.41 with Aquaman. So these are pretty cool. Would not have expected to find some Bronze Age DC in those dollar bins, so I was pretty happy. Next up, we have Thrill Killer, which is an Elseworld story featuring Batgirl and Robin, and it was 3 parts, and they had all 3. So that's cool. I'd never seen that full set together. And the last dollar book, this is pretty low grade, but another Bronze Age DC book. Couldn't pass it up. World's Finest 235 with a very goofy cover. One of those giant hand covers. I guess that was a thing. So there you go. And then I got a few $2 books as well from that big collection. This one's Lobo's Big Babe Spring Break. And yeah, this is a very 90s cover. I like Lobo. I like Lobo one-shots particularly. So thought that would be a fun one to check out.
Let me see the Lobo schlong.
Yeah, the barcode is placed in a very interesting spot.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's safe for YouTube, but only just barely.
Yeah. So you have Swamp Thing number 67, and I grabbed this because this has the first preview of Hellblazer. So yeah, typically I don't collect Swamp Thing comics, but I had to pick this up for that Hellblazer preview. Really like Hellblazer and John Constantine. So yeah, I do have Hellblazer issue number 1. So now I have the preview that came before it. And then last $2 book was DC Comics Presents number 62, featuring the Freedom Fighters. And I don't know anything about this team in DC, but it looks like fun, so I thought I would check it out for $2. Why not? And then at Queen City Bookstore's booth, they also had $10 books that were 3 for $20. So I picked out a cool set of 3. We have World's Finest 192. Then we have Batman 295, really cool cover there. This is one that, of course, I still needed for my Batman collection, and just, yeah, I really like that one. Cool stuff. And then Superman 247. This one really caught my eye because I love Green Lantern, and looks like you have the Guardians of the Universe have charged Superman guilty of crimes against humanity. So that makes me want to check this out and see what's going on there. Love Superman and really love that cover. I think this is a Kurt Swan, so really, really nice stuff. So yeah, I was really happy with this little set of 3 that I picked up. And then these books are from another dealer that I have bought from in the past. These guys, I think, come from Pittsburgh. And I wound up finding some really cool Batman books from these guys. We have the Detective Comics 50-year anniversary issue. This is Detective 572. With Batman and Sherlock Holmes reading Batman's first appearance, and found this for $3, so couldn't pass it up for that. And then this is one that I needed for my Legends of the Dark Knight collection. This is issue 200. I always really like the anniversary issues. This looks like a fun book, so had to check this out. One-shot kind of story, so really cool. And yeah, Legends of the Dark Knight, good stuff. And then this one is Batman 611, one that I needed for the Hush story, and just have this really nice cover of Catwoman. Don't get any ideas, you freaks. Just a really nice cover. And then these last two books that I picked up were from a booth where I have found a lot of really good prices on some Silver Age books, and this time was no exception. We have some very early Lois Lane here. This is Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 14, and I just had to get this one with that really goofy cover there. Lois Lane is putting on a Batwoman costume and she wants to marry Batman, and there's just this weird thing where Lois Lane is always marrying people that aren't Superman, and I am just all for it. I think it's hilarious. So as a Batman fan, I had to get this one for the collection. Really fun stuff. And then this is one I needed for my Brave and the Bold collection. And it's a beautiful Neil Adams cover, Brave and the Bold 93, featuring House of Mystery. And you guys might know I really like the sort of dark side of DC, so had to pick this one up. A little bit of Batman meets Bronze Age horror. And yeah, so these were couple really cool finds, and I paid $20 for the two of them, so can't go wrong there. That was, I'd say, a pretty successful day. Would you agree, Luke?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and of course, gotta represent the Buffalo Comic-Con t-shirt. They are always really good to us over at Queen City Bookstore. They put on these shows like every few months. So yeah, extra special thank you to Emil of Queen City Bookstore and to Dwayne and Jake, friends of the channel, for their kind gifts. So yeah, this is the pile of books that we came home with. Some of these were generous gifts, and some of them we purchased.
We purchased a lot, but we were given probably almost just as much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it could be understated how incredible it is to have such an amazing community of really cool people.
Mm-hmm.
In no particular order, Jake, he's the coolest, right? If I haven't I can't wait to read the comic. That's going to be before I read anything else. As I'm really excited. I want to talk to the guy again because Jake's awesome. In no particular order, Emil from Queen City Comics, just like the coolest bunch of people. They're incredibly friendly, incredibly open about something that's near and dear to them. Dwayne is I think I've never met a more genuine, just a really nice guy. Dwayne is so chill and down to earth.
Yeah, I've bought many books City. From Dwayne.
I can't. Yeah,
years.
I just you guys are actually awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole show, it was surround. I don't think there was a single jerk. I was there the whole time. Everyone there was really cool. I can't wait to go again.
Yeah.
I recommend everyone that isn't a jerk to go to the Buffalo Comic Con because it is the coolest place with the coolest bunch of people that you'll ever meet.
Yeah, the Buffalo comic scene isn't like crazy huge, but the people who are here are real and genuine, and they love the stuff and really are just some of the best people that I've met in my life. So thank you to everyone, seriously.
Yeah, you guys are the bomb.
Yeah, like there was a nice older gentleman who came up, and he's like, "You have a YouTube channel?" And like, yeah, so I gave him the name of the channel. He looked it up, and then he came over and he tapped my shoulder, and he's like, "I just watched your video and it was amazing." And he's like, "You knew Neil Adams and Carmine Infantino?" He's like, "I knew those guys." Like, he had met them. And he was just amazed and impressed that I knew who these guys were. So, you know, it was amazing and it touched my heart. So anyone who watches the show, who recognized me while I was there, you know, really means a lot. And, you know, I'm just so grateful to be able to share this hobby, this passion that's kind of weird and niche with so many great people. So thank you from the two of us.
You guys are dope.
So let me know what you guys think of those pickups. Have you read any of those books? Is there anything you would have picked up? I'd love to know. Anyways, thank you as always for watching. Peace out.